All right, guys, for this week's video, we called in a favor to a Mercedes collector that we've worked for in the past, and he told us that he had a 2006 E55 AMG Mercedes wagon. This thing is a beast. It's a V8 supercharged. I think it makes 480 or 500 horsepower. I think they only made 200 of these cars, and one of them's right here, covered in dust.
I've always been a huge wagon fan. Actually, my dream car is a 2001 Audi RS4. And I love to see a big, powerful wagon, German wagon at that. This thing's really cool. And it's got some modifications to it too, I know that. Like these wheels are Rentex, so these are some really expensive, nice wheels. This guy had some good taste. Just let it sit here, so we gotta bring it back to life.
We know that this car has been sitting here for the last 8 years, but when we talk to the owner, he says it does run, so we're gonna try and start it and hopefully be able to drive it into the trailer, because it is raining cats and dogs out there, and I don't really want to be strapping this thing up and getting rained on.
That'll be a first for us, actually having just a car that can actually drive.
It's happened like 4 times in the existence of WD. So fingers crossed this thing turns over. But man, what a cool car. You don't see these.
No, I don't think I've ever seen one, to be honest with you.
All right, it is raining like crazy and we're inside a tin roof. I don't even know if you guys can hear me right now, but if I'm not mistaken, the owner of this car just replaced the supercharger, and he said it will run now. So Mike, why don't you bump it over?
I can't really hear him that well. I'll try starting
it. Full monsoon out there. We're not going to even be able to get into the truck. We're going to have to sit inside for however long until this passes.
Okay, as we get this wagon into the truck, I want to ask the question of the video, so leave your answers in the comments below. This wagon is not only very cool, which you'll see throughout this video, and at the end when we take it for its first drive in 8 years, but it's super rare. And with that, I want to ask, do you like wagons, or are you not a wagon fan, and why? Leave a comment down below.
Here at WD, we want to say thank you to all the dads out there and wish them a happy Father's Day. Thank you for keeping the yard mowed, for taking the trash out, and keeping all the cars washed. And not only that, we're giving away a 2004 Corvette Z06. And if you can't see it here, you can see it here on my shirt. And as a thank you to all the dads, right now at WDAutosupply.com, we are giving away a free product with any order over $50. So we're going to drop in one of our products from our product line. And with any purchase that you make from WD Auto Supply, you will get entries to win this Corvette. And maybe you can win it for your dad. It has brand new tires, brand new brakes. The wheels were refinished. We polished it, we pulled the interior apart, cleaned it. We had the motor gone through. This thing runs like a champ, and it could be yours. And all you have to do is go buy you or your dad something from the website at WDAutosupply.com or some of our sweet merch. Anyways, I gotta go pressure wash my gutters, stain my deck, and stop at Home Depot. Happy Father's Day. All right, we are back with the Mercedes E55 AMG Wagon, and I think this thing is just super cool. I don't understand why big, powerful wagons aren't more popular in the US. They're very popular in Europe, but you would think with everyone excited about all these powerful SUVs like the X5M or any of the Audi line SQ5s, any of these big powerful vehicles that have utility, why did these ever catch on?
I don't know. This car is super, super rare. I looked it up and there was less than 200 of these sold in the US. So this is one of the rarest cars that we've ever actually worked on. I love it because they're so subtle. Like nothing about this car screams at you. Like if you saw it driving down the street, that it's this super powerful wagon that it is. I like that under the radar subtleness of it.
Mike actually just sold one of his vehicles, which was a Jetta Sport Wagon. It was the same color as this, and honestly, if they were side by side, a lot of people who aren't car people would think that they are the exact same car. So to Mike's point, this has 500 horsepower, his car had 180.
If that.
So we're gonna get right into the wash process and start with the wheels. But before we do, we wanna ask you guys, if you think that this understated beast of a wagon is cool, and why don't Americans appreciate wagons as much as the Europeans do, or as much as we do?
And guys, please stay tuned to the end of this video because this is gonna be the rare instance where I get to drive one of the cars that we do, and I am super excited. can't wait to show you guys.
So we're gonna start by cleaning the wheels, and I wanna try something new on these videos that was actually suggested by one of our subscribers in the comments, where instead of being super promotive, I'll just show you guys what we're using each step of the way. So if you guys are curious what we're using at any point in the video, you'll know exactly what product we have in our hands and how we're getting the results that we do. Let me know in the comments if that's something you guys like and I should keep doing.
All right, it's time to take a look at what makes this E55 AMG a sheep in wolf's clothing. No, a wolf in sheep's clothing. You can put that as a blooper or something. All right, it's time to take a look at what makes this E55 AMG a wolf in sheep's clothing. Under the hood of this car is a 5.4 liter supercharged V8. This was good for 469 horsepower. Now, Brent, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Would you think that this car is slower or faster than a Corvette from 0 to 150 miles an hour?
From its day?
From the same year, 05 Vet.
I think because you're asking me, this is faster.
This is faster than a Corvette of the time. This thing was just as fast, 0 to 60, as a 911 Carrera S of the same time as well. So although this car looks very pedestrian, it's not flashy in any way. This thing was an absolute monster. It weighed so much more and was so much bigger, but was just as fast as those sports car of the day, which is super impressive. In 05, there weren't many wagons that were doing any kind of numbers like the E55 AMG. But as we can see, this motor, as you guys saw, it does run, but it is very dirty. We do have some remnants of a rodent lying around, so hopefully he's not gotten to any of the electrical of this car, but I don't think he has. There weren't many lights on the dashboard when I had the car running. So we're gonna get started cleaning this thing up with first a quick vacuum and then our citrus degreaser.
But before we do that,
I'm
cutting in because you asked me a question. I'm gonna ask you a question and maybe the viewers. While we're in the engine bay, do you know what AMG stands for?
I've looked it up, but I can't remember the exact designation. If you want to leave a comment below, let us know what AMG stands for. It's
Isn't it super German?
It's definitely super ultra. It's very German, and I can't pronounce it probably. But what I want to know is, how do I get this hood to go up like he had it?
I think it's over here. Something right here. There it is.
Okay. And then this allows you to raise the hood all the way up, just so you could get right in there and not have the hood in your way when you're working on this car, which is sick. Look how it's like almost straight up.
Have you seen any other car companies that do that?
No, and I really didn't know that Mercedes did this until I saw this car, and I was like, that's an awesome and interesting feature.
I guess if there are any other companies, guys, leave a comment below, but this is enough talking. Let's start cleaning it.
And here's another really cool feature that this AMG has. On the center of the engine, it has a plaque that tells you exactly who handcrafted this engine for this car. I can't say the name, but still pretty cool to see.
Something else that's cool about this Mercedes, as much as it is understated with its color, it is also debadged. The owner didn't want anybody to know that this thing was truly special. So from the back end, besides the 4 exhausts, you would never know that this thing has almost 500 horsepower and could blow the doors off your car.
All right, guys, so now that the car's all washed off, I actually wanted to pause the whole process to do something we've never done on this channel before. So normally at the end of our videos, you guys will see us using a ceramic sealant on the paint to protect it, but we never actually show you why we do that or what it does. Now, if you look at this paint, you can see that all the water that we just sprayed on it is sticking to it. It's not beating off like you would normally want it to if the car was protected. So what I'm gonna do is actually take the pressure washer and show you what that looks like in real time. So I'm gonna spray it. And as you can see, the water is just sticking to the paint. And when you go to dry this after you wash your car, it's not gonna dry very easily. It's not gonna look good. That's not what you want. So now that we have our new product, Super Slick, this is a ceramic sealant that you're gonna spray on your car. And I'm only gonna do half the hood so you can see what Super Slick does compared to what nothing does. So I'm gonna spray it right here, right down the middle. And instantly, it's only touched the paint for a second. And you can see all that water beading right away and the paint on the car becoming protected. And you can see the complete night and day difference. Look at that. That took me literally 3 seconds to spray on the paint. No work at all. I sprayed it on the paint and now it's actually protected. Plus this stuff smells really good. If you use conditioner at home, to me, it kind of smells like conditioner for your hair. But anyways, this is what we use at the end of every video, but we've never shown you what it does to a car. And you can do this right after you finish washing your car. It doesn't need to be all dry, which is how I personally wash my car. So I'll wash the whole thing. I'll take the Super Slick and I'll spray it over the entire vehicle just like this. Let it sit for a minute maybe. it starts beating right away, and you spray it off, dry the car, and you're done. Speaking of drying it off, right after I wash this away, I'm gonna show you one of our other new products that's probably the best in the market. Beautiful. So along with Super Slick, we actually just partnered with the Rag company to bring you guys what I think is the best drying towel in the market. First of all, look at how big that is. It's a big enough towel to dry your entire car, and I'm gonna throw it over the hood. In one swoop, watch, it dries like butter. Zero work, you could dry your whole car. These brand new products are on our website right now. We love them, we know you will too, but with all that being said, it's time to talk about the interior.
Moving on to the interior of this Mercedes, what's really cool about a car like this is not only is it super powerful and fast, but it's super luxurious. This car is so comfortable. It has heated and cooled seats. It has Alcantara for the roof material, which is just super high end. It has probably one of the first engine start and stop buttons that's on the shift lever, which is really neat. This also had adjustable suspension from the factory. So this car's on airbags. If you're going over bumps, the car can lift up, or if you want it to be lower, it could be lowered down. Another interesting feature that I noticed on the steering wheel, there's a little button here that has a minus and a plus. And this is early paddle shifting. It has buttons on the steering wheel to shift. So this is one of the earliest cars that I think I know of that actually had technology like that in it. So not only was this car super powerful, super fast, super luxurious, and you can haul your whole family around. What more could you ever want? But as you can see, this car is full of junk. We got to get all this stuff out of here so we can get the seats out and get started on this stinky interior, because let me tell you, it is not as pleasant of a place as it looks right now.
I have yet to see any Mercedes from this era who the backside of the floor mats are not falling apart just like this one. It seems to be a common problem throughout all of them. And right inside one of the secret seat compartments, we found one of the coolest things, a retro iPod Nano. I don't know how many of you had iPod Nanos, but I had one when I was like 10 years old that my mom and dad bought me. And I listened to thousands of hours of Linkin Park on that back in the early 2000s.
All right, for any of our longtime viewers, you might remember Frank, our seagull friend that unfortunately came into our lives and then left abruptly when a car hit him. And we have a lot of seagulls around here, and another one just wandered into the shop. And his name is Steven Seagull.
So this little guy, Steven Seagal, decided he would waddle his way into the shop while they were filling some bottles and scared the daylights out of my brother. So we decided to throw him in this box and give him some water. He's a very thirsty little boy.
He's kind of nice too.
He doesn't bite. No, he does bite. I lied. He totally bites.
He's not too happy, but he is very thirsty. So we're going to make sure he gets very well hydrated, and then we'll probably put him outside and see if he comes back tomorrow. Then we might have some McDonald's French fries for him.
Oh, that was not graceful.
Sorry, dude.
Bye, Steven Seagal.
Come back soon, buddy.
He's definitely going to come back.
I think he enjoyed his time. You know, I gotta say, I've fallen in love with this E55 wagon, not only because of how cool it is, but how good of a condition it is in as well. And it's going to make my polishing extremely easy because there's almost no oxidation and very light imperfections. And I'm gonna be able to remove the majority of them with just a DA polisher, a foam pad, and light polish. So it's going to be a very easy polishing day here at WD. So let's get to it.
All right, guys, so now that the car is all done and clean, there's only one thing left to do, right, Mike?
Oh yeah.
What are we doing?
We're gonna drive this one around.
This is a very rare thing for WD, but we're gonna actually get to test out a car and see how it drives.
Well, okay, I did drive the red F250, but that was not running properly. This car is running properly. So we're gonna start it up, pull it outside, let it warm up, drive it around a little bit.
Let's hear it, start it up.
Looks good. This thing sounds great.
Sounds good. Okay, let it warm up and then let's go for a little rip.
I'll pull it outside so it doesn't stink up the shop. The thing feels nice. All right, we'll let it warm up here.
Actually, Mike, we never get to look at cars in the sunlight, really. Now that you can see it, what do you think?
I love it. It's so understated. This is truly a car where if you know, you know type of deal. If you don't know something about cars, like you would never expect this to be such a powerful car, really.
Your first impressions, let's see how you feel. Maybe do like a little poll and then tell the people how you feel about this wagon.
For sure. Wow, dude. That's crazy. For this thing being 20 years old and it just being this big luxurious thing, this thing is really fast.
That was a lot of power.
It feels kind of like the Corvette, man. Oh, wow. I didn't expect all that. Also, this thing's, what, 469 horsepower? It's rear wheel drive.
Yeah, it sounded like the back tires are spinning a little bit. So if they were to grip,
that's crazy. My father just got a new Audi RS6, and that's a big performance wagon. But it's just crazy that this feels like that, and this is 20 years old. This is just super impressive. And it sounds so good. Like, it's not shouty. This is such a cool car. Wow.
I think if anyone ever has the chance to own one of these or drive one, I would take it.
There's one on Bring a Trailer right now. It might have just sold. Actually, at the time of this video, it would have sold, but while we were working on the car, I found it, and it was, I think the bid was only at like 12 grand. What a steal of a car.